Welcome everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, and today we're dealing with the 2019 Hennessey Velociraptor 6x6. Now this has 1,750 horsepower, 1,475 pounds-feet of torque from a 7.4 litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine. The car itself weighs 5,455 pounds, has all-wheel drive as standard, so it's still got that now, as well as its off-road tyres and off-road suspension. And it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.973 seconds, 0 to 105.661 seconds, and going to a top speed of 206 miles an hour. So this car already had a fair decent amount of power, around 600 horsepower, but that was from a much smaller engine. So yeah, not sure what it's going to be able to do with, well over 1,000 extra horsepower, but it's not going to be the easiest of cars to drive. It's certainly not going to be the most agile because it is quite heavy. It is an extremely long and wide car. The rear tyres, having two axles, do not give you all that much turning, and yeah, but it's going to have great off-road capability. You can see by the off-road stat. The braking is pretty good for a car of this weight. The acceleration and launch is excellent, and the top speed is fairly decent as well. Although obviously we're unlikely to get to 206 miles an hour on this series. But yeah, cars that are typically made for going off-road aren't always the best on this series. Not sure why. Not sure why, because you'd expect them to be. But yeah, as evidenced by the Ford XB Falcon and GT getting into the top 10 in the last episode. That's certainly not a car that's meant for going off-road quickly. So the fact that it was as quick as it was not only a major surprise, but again just shows that off-road vehicles do not always gain favour on this series. Hopefully this will be an exception to that rule though. It's the first Hennessey vehicle that we've had on this series so far. So yeah, not sure what it's going to be able to do, but it should hopefully at least be interesting. Got a lot of understeer. This is no surprise. Heavier engine up front, more power going for those front wheels. It's caused some understeer in the vehicle. Use a lot of handbrake for this because it's just not going to get around the corners. It's under its own, momentum. Whoa, dear. I'll handle that jump and landing perfectly. So at least it is capable of dealing with, any of the rough and tumble stuff, but getting around corners is a whole other matter. To slow down or use handbrake just to try and get it around corners. Oh dear, and when you do use a handbrake you risk it spinning out, because you suddenly have all that torque trying to break through those rear wheels, and yeah, you just cannot handle it. Turn in. I think we hit that checkpoint, yeah, just about. Well, at least none of the road furniture is going to really trouble this car, given how much it weighs, but it's going through it is certainly not going to help us, that's for sure. Well, by no means the slowest down there, but I think the quickest. Purely just because we had to slow down before we anywhere near the corner due to the amount of momentum that's going to be behind this car with the weight that it's got going on. And add on to that the fact that the understeer is just killing all of the momentum. Come on, turn in. And given enough room it is pretty sharpish, but corners just slowing this right the hell down. It's not going to be the fastest time we've ever had. It's certainly not going to be as quick as the Ford in the previous episode. yeah, it just goes to show bad handling does have a real negative effect on this series. So yeah, 3 minutes 26.949. Yeah, that's easily one of the slower times that we've had in recent episodes. Right the way down. It's still comfortably in the top 100, but since we've only taken 115 cars out on the series so far, that's not a massive triumph, but still, it has managed to beat the likes of the McLaren GT, Audi TT RS, Cadillac XTS Limousine, and then other off-road vehicles like the Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum, the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning, the Porsche 911 Desert Flyer, the Polaris RZR Pro XP Ultimate, the Land Rover Defender 110X, the brand new Ford Bronco, the Illumicraft Trick Truck. It is quicker than that, which I am surprised by, because that was a troublesome free car, but wasn't particularly quick in a straight line, as well as the Liberty Ford Super Duty F250 and the Ford Super Deluxe Station Wagon and the Toyota Land Cruiser AT37. So yeah, it's quicker than several off-road vehicles and several other more normal road vehicles, but yeah, it's by no means a quick car. It's just that understeer was just absolutely killing any pace that we had with the vehicle. Sure, when it got in a straight line it was plenty quick enough, but especially given how big it is and how heavy it is, but yeah, those corners were just killing the pace of this car, and it's just because it had so much understeer and so little turning. That extra axle on the rear really does limit your turning capabilities at speed. So yeah, bit of a disappointment given how much power it's got and how much off-road capability it's got has as well, but also somewhat predictable given its weight, size, and the way it's set up in terms of going on, in terms of how it's made. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. Hopefully future Hennessey vehicles can do better than this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.